Are you loan locked? Most people are right now. I'm Stacia Whitesire with Cross Country.
I'm Ashley Chavez with Keller Williams Realty.
Ashley, it's really fascinating to me. My phone rings all the time and people are like, I think I want to renovate my house. And I go, well, tell me more. And they go, well, I have 3 kids now, or I have 2 kids, or I'm pregnant, or my mom's moving in with me, and I'm in my 2-bedroom home. And how much would it cost to add another 2,000 square feet onto my house? And I laugh and I go, well, tell me more about that. Why do you want to do that? Well, because I have a 2% interest rate. So you and I have called that, we're loan locked. They're loan locked buyer, they're loan locked sellers. They don't feel like they want to move because of this commitment to this lower interest rate. So Ashley, I always say, this is the most emotional asset people own. Tell me how you coach your sellers, how you coach your past clients who own real estate, and what you're saying to them, even though they feel loan locked.
Yeah, it's a very hot topic right now. It's coming up all the time. People are like, they feel tied to this rate. Like we're never going to see this rate again. So like they can never move. If they do, they're like, it's somehow a bad decision. And, this is what I tell sellers, like, if your home no longer serves you, if you hate your kitchen, you don't want to go through a 2-year renovation, or like you said, like your family size is growing or smaller, or you need to change locations. Like, your home is supposed to be a sanctuary. It's a place that you love to go to. It's supposed to fulfill a need for you and your family. And when your home is no longer doing that, to stay in a home just because of an interest rate, it just doesn't make sense when it's not bringing you happiness and it's not fulfilling your needs. We wouldn't have bought that house if it didn't hit any of the markers for you. We always have a must-have list. And when your home no longer hits that must-have list, it makes sense to possibly look for a new home. And it's not a bad decision to sell your home and lose that rate. And there's a couple of reasons why. One of the main reasons is when people sell their homes, obviously just for not fitting their function anymore, but also they want to make a profit, right? There is a business aspect to this. And sellers right now are in the driver's seat. And I mentioned this in some of our previous conversations, is like the profit that you can get from selling your home right now, especially in the San Diego market, is incredible. We've talked about this before. Again, there's a housing shortage. So again, you really, really can get a price that you want for your home. And that's a huge thing for sellers. So they need to remember that. They'll maybe be losing the rate they're at, but they're going to make an incredible profit, which is really going to be helpful to get them into that home that actually fits their family's needs.
Yeah. So, if you price it right, you work with Ashley, you like stage it right, you do all the things that you're supposed to do, the house is going to sell, right? And it's probably going to sell for the price that they really need in order to transition into the home that's going to fulfill their needs, where they're going to be able to celebrate life, mourn loss, and just like really live out the way they want to. Our house is our sanctuary shelter, super emotional to humans. So I hear you. So Ashley, one of the things you said is, that equity position. People are sitting on a lot of equity. I think you talked about this in one of our last segments, like the equity that people are sitting on currently in our market today is massive. They're sitting on tons of equity. And so I always think about, our clients that are loan locked and they're feeling committed to these loans. They don't want to move. They're like, that's 2%, it's 2%. There's ways to get really creative in terms of taking that equity and putting all or some or most of that money into the next house and really being able to afford the mortgage, because it's not the rate, Ashley, it's the affordability of the mortgage.
Absolutely.
The rate's important, and I'm not disregarding the fact that those rates were historically low. We're not going back to them. That was artificially crafted by the Fed's monetary policy. But is there an affordability situation? Can you afford the mortgage? Are you comfortable with the mortgage? Really, also remember that you're not committing to this loan for 30 years. Okay. So if you're getting into these potentially higher interest rates, you can and you will refinance out of them in the future. Okay. And there's ways to also pay off that debt faster, get creative, making sure you're working with a licensed loan officer who's going to guide you and educate you through this, get you into a position and really get you into the house that makes sense for you and makes sense for your family or makes sense for your needs of whoever you are and whatever desire you have. Don't be loan locked just because the rate's 2%. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's so important. And I'm so glad you kind of went over that. It's a lot of people, like you said, are sitting on the sidelines. They're unhappy in their home. And like you said, you can always refinance, and that we can actually be in a home you love, which is really where you should be.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's the most emotional asset we have. It's really important to us. And so trying not to settle, but also don't just sell to sell, don't just buy to buy. Make sure you're going through the process, making lists of what you need, understanding your finances, and working with a really great team that's going to help you get to the end goal to where you need to be.